Oh, hey, it's singing again, Vanessa. I think it's something in, it's my iPad that's singing. I guess it's letting me know it's time to go live. The Zoom meeting has begun. That's kind of cute. We figured it out. All right. I lost where my video is. So, all right. So, Vanessa, do we have anybody else coming on? Anyways, I'm going to start. So,
Not
we're
yet.
live in Facebook. So, sorry. We're just, getting ourselves all together. So, um, I hope we have some people joining us. Just make sure you comment that you're here live, or if you're on a replay, let us know. I did want to go over some comments that we've got coming in that we had in the Facebook group. However, I can't see it once I put this in here. All I see is my video. So I do want to hold on. I want to see the screen, which that's what I'm trying to find. Is their screen? There it is. I have to move it back so I can look straight ahead. Hi. All right. So I'm Dr. Raquel, and then we have Vanessa. Vanessa is at an appointment right now, and then she'll be back, but she's still on. It's just she's remote for the moment, and she'll be back here soon. So she will also be chiming in and helping get people in and paying attention to the Facebook group. I'm not sure if that's going to what her predominant thing is, but
I
irregardless,
got
I'm
both
here. I
up
can
right
keep
now.
you what?
I said
Oh,
I
yep,
have
you're on Facebook
Facebook
too.
Live. Yep,
Okay.
Facebook Live and Zoom. So I got you on multiple screens.
Okay, cool. Yep. Hi, Christina. How are you? All right. So I wanted to kind of just like go over, so I know that people were writing their I am statements. And you guys were writing down your no's, and you guys have been making comments as to all the different fun things that we've been working on. So the other thing that I want you to do, hi again, Kate. Is today is big earring day. So I'm going to show off my earrings. And I actually just got these earrings. I went to see the Titanic at the uh Fireside Theater. And when I was there, I saw these earrings and I'm like, oh, this will be perfect. So I got reindeer, I got Rudolph shiny earrings. And I can't really tell they're shiny, but they're shiny. And I know it's not winter, it's November, but I had to show these off because I saw them
I
and I'm
love
like,
it.
oh, fun. It's even got a little red nose for Rudolph. So there's a little red diamond on there, and the rest of it's all like diamonds. I don't know if you can see it very well on this, but I was like, oh, I like those for Christmas earrings. They're just fun. So, and sparklies always make me feel good. So I always got like my sparkly watches and stuff like that. And when you wear sparkly things like that only boosts you as a woman. It makes you feel more, it boosts that estrogen in your woman. So Vanessa, show off your earrings.
Okay, so I have my beautiful butterfly earrings on today. And this makes me feel feminine and sexy and confident. I love butterflies and I love what they represent. And it is a good reminder about rocking health as well, since that's kind of our thing too. So, and I got these from our last spotlight sponsor, Wildflower Lane Co. So shameless shout out to Miss Samantha for making these incredible things. And it would appear that they're really heavy, but they are super, super light because she uses clay polymer to make it and she can individualize them. So I actually asked her to specifically create something that had pink butterflies and flowers because I love flowers as well.
I love it. I love those. Yeah, she did awesome. So hopefully one of our next giveaways will get Sam back in. This November just didn't work out for her. Um, so, and what I want you ladies to do is take a picture, a little selfie of you and your earrings. Take a picture and then post it in our Facebook group. You can post it. I will create a little like link for you to share your pictures, or you can post them right here in the video. Take your picture right now while you're live and post it in the picture so I can see them. That'd be awesome. Um, and so every time you guys comment, every time you guys love on somebody, you do anything, your name is getting entered into Win the Day's drawing. So at the end of today, we're going to have a drawing. We got a wheel. We have over 100 names on it, I believe, or 100 individually or whatever Vanessa did. So what we're doing is we're giving away, we have a package of over $200 that we're giving away today. It's a little surprise goodie bag. So, so the lucky winner will get that today, or will win that today. So let's, so some other things that I noticed in the group is, so I don't know how you guys did with your I ams. I know there were several of them that were going out really well. And I know I had Vanessa put a list of a whole bunch of different, like there was 100 different like power phrases that you can use for your I am. So I hope you looked at those or created your unique one. And the other thing I did notice is like when we're writing the no's or any of our other stuff, be specific. If we're really generalized, like I think there was one like, I'm just not going to allow any negativity into my life or something like that. That's too general. We want to get specific, like someone said that they weren't going to cook dinner, a big dinner that night. They were going to save and, you know, make it a little quicker, smaller dinner so that they could have time with their significant other. Or like one was saying that, you know, she's not going to, for the last hour of the night, she's not going to be on social media or on her devices. She's just going to have calm time. So those are specific actions where you can claim back your time. So when you're creating those no's, be specific as to what you're going to do. That will be huge because then you're going to know, you're going to be defined in it. Okay. So that will help you. Just that you got to think smart goals and think something very measurable and something very specific right now. Okay. That you can take action on. All right. So what I'm going to do is work at sharing a screen. I'm going to move this over here. All right. All right. Can you guys see the screen again? All right. So welcome to Rockyn Hormone Reset. So I'm Dr. Raquel, and Vanessa's over there too, and she'll tell you more about herself. I've realized I haven't gotten you our stories out yet in Facebook world or in an email yet, so I will work on that. But throughout my life and healing journey, I've had multiple different stages, and I'm sure you guys can all relate. You have different stages where something happened in your health or in your life or in your body that transformed you to take a step towards something different. So I've had a lot of multiple different steps that I took different actions. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older and I started doing more with functional medicine and really diving more deep into my brain and my psychology and my limiting beliefs and all of that fun stuff, things that we do in our groups and when we're in our reboot group. But when I deep dive into more about what's going on in my body and I retrace back through my life, I see how different things were shaping me and creating some of my health issues that I didn't know were happening. I mean, all the way starting from when I was like I don't remember what age I was. I know it was like beginning, like maybe somewhere between ages 6 to 9 or something like that. I didn't know it at the time, but now looking back, I'm like, wait a second, I ate all these bad foods and I didn't know it was bad at the time. I just thought they were good, but that's just what I did. And over that time, because my body couldn't handle it, I gained a whole bunch of weight. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever had excess weight when you were children. I know as a kid, I think it was like by the time I was in 3rd or 4th grade, I think I had gained like 50, 60 pounds. I was just a chunker. And that hurts your self-esteem, especially, you know, kids can be a little rude when you're young. But I didn't realize that the foods I was eating was setting me up to have hormone and health issues and create an autoimmune. I didn't know that I had a food sensitivity back then that was creating or that had been created back then. So as you go through your healing journey, you may find different things like that. So again, as we're going through these different things in this reset, things are going to probably start to click in your brain. You might retrace back a day back in what happened to you back in your childhood or in your teenage years or your 20s or your 30s, or, you know, depending on where you are in life and what stage you're at, you're going to probably have different things that happen. And that's kind of what I see, little different stepping stones, things that led me to different paths. And then once I really started deep diving into my health and body and life is when I discovered, I'm like, oh, when I was doing that, that created this issue. The thing is, you know, 2020 is, you know, hindsight is 2020. I can't go back and change any of that. And I can't get mad and I can't get angry and I can't be shameful and I can't feel guilt for it. So don't feel guilty about what happened then. Don't beat yourself up for what happened then. Okay. The past is the past. The only thing you can do is focus on the present today and make a choice as today what you're going to do different. And right now, the thing is you can't do anything different if you don't know anything different or know what to do. So that's what this reset is for. This reset is just a first stepping stone for you to start learning what your next step is to do so that you can learn more to start changing your life. Okay, so today is an amazing day and I'm really excited to go into it. But I just want you to know that as you do those transformations and you change, your energy is going to change, your mindset's going to change, your focus is going to change, your confidence in yourself. You're going to get your sexy back. Okay. Or get your sexy for the first time. I mean, some of you might have felt like you've never been sexy in your life, and maybe this is going to be the time that you reclaim you. Okay. So during this time, and I know Vanessa had different journeys along that same path too, because I know she dealt with other health issues and other things that she had to go through. And she has taken the time to go back and heal through a lot of different traumas and different events and different, different things that have happened in all of our lives. So no matter what, whether if it's a trauma, whether if it's a trauma that's mental, psychological, physical, emotional, any of that, I mean, anything that kind of shifted your mindset or your mind frame are all things that you're going to want to eventually go back and start forgiving yourself for. And then learning to do a reset with those and to go forward and to know where you're going. So today is day 2, and we're going to talk about eating right for hormones. And the 2 hormones we're going to cover today are thyroid and insulin. And actually today, believe it or not, happens to be, I didn't even know this was this day until yesterday, but it is World Diabetes Day. I did not know that, but today is World Diabetes Day, and we're happen to be covering insulin, and we're going to kind of be going over a lot with diet and different things like that. So that'll be really huge. So if anybody here has like diet issues, or diabetes issues or sugar issues, crave sugars, things like that, go ahead, put your hands up or tell us in the comments what you got going on. Even if you're on the replay, you can always do like #replay and then let us know what you got going on. I know there's a lot of people in this group that have a lot of thyroid issues, and thyroid and insulin go hand in hand, and you're going to discover that as we go through. So again, disclaimer, the opinions expressed in this program are for educational and informational purposes only and are not intended for a diagnosis, treatment, or a substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult your physician and or healthcare professional for your specific healthcare and or medical needs and concerns. All right, so we're talking about 8 hormones in 4 days. So we're covering a lot, and I still think I have more hormones. I think there's closer to 10, to be honest, because I throw in a couple other ones as the times go on. So just FYI, just realize this is there's actually over 54 hormones in your body, or 52, over 52, whatever, something like that. But every organ in your body produces some form of a hormone. And these hormones all communicate. They have their own inner communication system. And we have some big players. So our 2 biggest players for true hormones, for really big players in your life, are cortisol and insulin. So we covered cortisol yesterday. Okay. And cortisol has a lot to do with the stress. So in chiropractic world, that would be your T8. So if any of you are chiropractic patients, you can talk to your chiropractor, or if I'm your chiropractor, you can talk to me. But a lot of times you'll hear me say, hey, your T8, which is about where that bra strap is. But I'll make a comment like, hey, your T8 is off. And when your T8 is off, that's letting us know that your adrenal gland isn't working 100%. And your adrenal gland, remember, controls cortisol, but it's also going to control your estrogen once you've gone through the phases into menopause. Or you've had a hysterectomy, then we're using your ovaries and the adrenal glands. So I just want to let you know that cortisol is a big player, and that there's more than getting adjusted, getting your spine, because one of your hidden players in hormone world is your spine. And every single one of your spine is connected to your hormones. So getting adjusted is going to be huge. So that's one thing you can do starting right away, is make sure you go get adjusted wherever you are. Go find your chiropractor, get adjusted, go get a massage. Those are huge too. That will help. But I just want you to know that we have over 52 hormones, and we've selected about 8 to 10 to really kind of go over, because it's too much to go over all of them. But we're just going to kind of be more specific on these that we're talking about. So we're going to get back to the root causes for your hormone imbalance. So these are our top 10. These are the things that create that metabolic chaos that we were talking about yesterday. So we're going to talk about, what can create hormone imbalance, which is like poor diet, nutrient deficiencies, poor sleep or not enough restorative sleep, toxins, exercise, the wrong kind or the amount, chronic infections, poor digestion, leptin resistance, stress, which can be emotional, mental, or physical, and liver congestion. So we have some basic foundations for Rockyn Health. We believe there are core things that will help you in balancing your hormones and autoimmune, giving you energy, confidence, and the ability to live your dreams. So we believe we focus on mindset, your daily habits, movement and rest, digestion and detoxification, knowing your hidden stressors, and stress management and your relationships. So in this program here, in this reset, we are going to touch on a lot of this stuff. Okay, we have more advanced programs that take you a deep dive into these things so we can really reset your body and reboot your body and recreate and restore your body. So you're a success when you show up. So we have every day is different. So showing up live every day is going to be huge. You're showing up for yourself. You're going to do the work, which is the different little homework things that we have and commenting in here and things like that. You're going to take action. You're going to show up again. You're going to do the work, take action, keep repeating. Okay. So show up, do the work, take action. Show up, do the work, take action. Okay. And I'm just going to check Facebook Live to see how we're doing over here. Looks like everybody's saying hi. I know like when we had things before, we got people from different parts of Wisconsin and out of the area. And we have terrible sugar cravings. Oh, yeah. When your hormones go off, either you're going to crave sugar or you're going to crave salt. And those are also telltale signs of what organ is more irritated in your body or which hormone is more off. So, Kate, you're going to like today's presentation. So, what you focus on expands. So, again, what you think about, you attract to your life. You are the creator of your life. You want to create your life by design. So if you think about something, you're going to create more of that in your life. So yesterday we talked about like how to create those I ams or even like what you want. So instead of focusing on that you want to lose weight or you want your organ to work right or whatever the issue is, we want to focus on those positive ways. We want to reframe it like a healthy composition. You know, and again, when you lose something, you're looking to find it. So a lot of times we let go. We want to say we let go of the excess, whatever, or we remove from our life, or we're releasing it back into the world. So there's other ways of putting things out there, different wording that you can use. All right. So action steps for day one was you're posting your 3 words everywhere. So I like to create little in my Canva. I don't know if you guys use Canva, but if you don't get it, it's free. But you can create fun little things. This was created in Canva. But you can create like phone screens, you know, like your phone. Well, my phone's over there. But you can create like screens that you put on your phone. And I actually, no, I'm gonna grab it because I have it so that my main screen is also my, actually, I don't know if you can see it, but I created this in Canva and it basically is my vision board and I put it on my phone. But then what I also do in Canva is I also created like my I am. So every time I'm creating my monthly goals and what I'm working on each month, I always make sure that I write my I am. Okay, so I am confident, healthy, and sexy. So I always put that. And if something changes and I want to create another different I am, I can do that. So put your I am statements everywhere so you're seeing it. So every time I open up my computer, I see it. When I open up my phone, I see it. When I, you know, whenever I do anything, I mean, you can make it like a little bookmark, you know, get something and do fun little creative things. And just, you know, put it wherever you are. Also, you can put it in your mirror. So another thing you can say is my I am statement to yourself in the mirror every morning, and then give yourself a little kiss or a wink to keep it light and fun. So you can just make it really cute, post it on your mirror, and then say it to yourself every day. When a negative thought pops in my head, I disrupt it with a clap or BS and say a positive thought immediately. Okay, so this is like, okay, so there's times when you might be going along and you might be just like down on yourself because we are not always the kindest to ourselves. So sometimes we might be like, oh, like maybe you're trying on a pair of jeans and they're just not fitting right. And so you start down cutting yourself. And so instead of down cutting yourself, you can just clap, which disrupts that thought pattern. Or you can say like BS and then say, no, I am getting into a healthy body composition. And therefore you're changing something immediately. The better you get at that, like even if it's just like, you're just going to have to start paying attention to your wording, and you might have to pick a buddy who listens to what you say so that they can say, hey, you're talking bad about yourself. Hey, that's not a nice thing. Maybe we should say something. It's because they're going to help you recognize that you're not speaking nicely to yourself. So just start paying attention to that over time. And even for me, I fall into it, but because I'm more attuned to it, I catch my bad thoughts faster, so I can disrupt my thought faster. So this is just going to take practice for you to do in the beginning. You're not going to get, but once you start noticing if you're going down the wrong road, BS, say a positive thought and get on a different road. Step left, choose something different. And remember, you're making actions, you're taking steps, you're choosing yes, you're choosing you. So I am not doing things on my no list over these next few days. So remember, we're being specific on our no list. We're saying specifically, no, I am not doing this. I am not going to eat sugar for the next 3 days, for the rest of the reset. I am saying no to that. Or I am saying no to, at the end of the day, I am going to sit and relax. So I am not going to be on an electronic device. I am just going to unwind so I can have good sleep. Or no, I am not going to sit on the couch in the evening. I'm actually going to get up and go for a 10-minute walk, or I'm going to step in place at home. So you're going to try something different and do something different, and you're going to have your no, so you can start shifting and changing those behaviors. And let's see, anybody want to say anything more about their stuff? So woohoo, way to say no to things and delegate. Do the happy dance, ladies.
Heck yes. I love that.
Right? I do too. All right, so let's dive into today. We're going to talk about thyroid and insulin. So today's hormone, we're going to talk about thyroid first. It sets your metabolic rate. So who here has metabolism issues? Who feels they're a little sluggish? Seems to be the general consensus, especially when I look at the quizzes. And it's kind of cool because I can see how many people are going through different things and what the commonality is. So it's kind of fun to see some of those, what people are struggling with at the most and what people really aren't struggling with. Okay, diabetic and you feel sluggish. Got it. All right. The thyroid also affects your protein synthesis. It regulates long bone growth. So it's huge for kids. If your kid's thyroid isn't working, it's going to make them not grow as well. Growth and development of your nervous system. It increases the body's catecholamines like adrenaline, dopamine, and noradrenaline. Oh my God. Noradrenaline. Stimulates metabolism of the foods we eat. It stimulates vitamin metabolism. It's a heat generator, the thermostat for bodies. It affects cardiovascular system, and it affects your sleep. So thyroid is pretty huge. It affects a lot of things. So let's think about your thyroid. Think of it as your pace car. So the pace car always sets the pace of all the future cars, right? Okay, so this is the thyroid. The thyroid is setting the pace of all your hormones, of your metabolism, of your heat, of how your body is functioning. So your thyroid is the pace car controlling. So if your thyroid is sluggish, not working, running low, everything's going to run low. But guess what? The thyroid can do the opposite, and it can overwork and overspeed. And then everything is going really fast and you're burning out. Okay. Either way, you kind of become almost fatigued because it's just burning you up or calming you, or I wouldn't say calming you down, but when you slow down, you get exhausted too. So we need thyroid to be at the right pace. All right. So thyroid and adrenals need to be working together. They affect each other. If one is off, the other is off. They work hand in hand. So like we saw even yesterday when the adrenals are off, how they affect the insulin and sugars, it's the same thing, it affects the thyroid. So if the adrenal glands are firing too much, they're going to cause your thyroid to go down. They're kind of an opposite component there. So again, stress is a big factor in how your thyroid and adrenals and your insulin, actually all your hormones work. I mean, I think there's a saying, stress is the #1 killer. So sometimes it's just working on controlling stress. But the thing is that's easier said than done. And there's also a lot of stress in your body that's hidden, that you don't even know about, that you don't even know what's going on that's causing your body stress. And we're going to cover and touch on some of that stuff here. And then we deep dive into that when we're actually working more with you. So low thyroid symptoms. So this is hypothyroid, and it's basically an AKA Hashimoto's. You get fatigue, you have weight gain, you get constipated, you have trouble tolerating the cold, dry skin or dry thinning hair, fertility issues, depression, slow heart rate, itchy skin in the winter, fluid retention or swelling, restless sleep, reoccurring infections, joint pain, high cholesterol, low calcium on blood work, low libido, and heavy and frequent cycles. So today you would have had a quiz that you got to take for the thyroid. Okay, Trina, I see that you say your thyroid test is always normal though. Here's the difference when it comes to some of that. A lot of times the medical profession, because of what insurance is willing to do or pay, they usually only run TSH. They sometimes run a T4. In general, that's just not as reliable. There's like 9 things you want to run for the thyroid to actually understand how the thyroid works. And again, we look at the numbers differently. We have a smaller span of the numbers because again, we want the numbers to be pointing, this is for a healthy person. We don't want numbers for a sick person, right? We want the numbers where they should be at for a healthy person. So when we look at numbers, if your numbers aren't in that range of what a healthy person should be, then we know that you're off. So there's a whole different ballgame that even though your thyroid might come back normal, your T3 might be off, the reverse T3 might be off, the ratios might be off, you might have a TPO, you might have, there's other things that you can also test for other parts of it. I think there's like 9, I got 9 in my head for that, but I believe there's 9 different things that you test. And when the medical system tests for all of it, which they can if you ask your doctor, and they usually fight you, they don't want to do it. I'm pretty sure it's because of insurance purposes. It is a very costly test, which is probably why the insurance doesn't want to run it. And to be honest, it's really costly in the medical system in Western medicine. But it is not that costly in functional medicine world. It is actually a pretty cheap test. So just an FYI. I hope that helped you. Oh, you have every symptom of a low thyroid. Wow. Yeah, definitely. Even if your tests don't show positive, because you got to remember too, if your tests don't show positive, it's just saying that your body isn't okay. So for a test to show positive or negative, or to show that you have an issue, your body already has to have almost 50% of that organ or that health thing destroyed. So just because it hasn't shown up in a test that there's something going on, that may be a good thing for you. Because the other concept is you might know symptom-wise that you feel this way. But now you know how the steps to take action to start reversing it without already having to go that extra route of having the diagnosis. So just think, remember that bar thing that we were talking about yesterday where the thing was up in the center? And when you're going so far to that negative side, it's like you're way over here when you get that diagnosis, but you might still be here because you haven't had the diagnosis of it yet. So say that as a prayer that that's a good thing because you have less to go up because you haven't had the diagnosis. You're not that severe. Okay. So let's come on up. We might see that our body is showing. That's why we're taking these tests and these quizzes, because this is giving you a viewpoint of, I might have some stuff going on. I should start addressing it now and doing something different in my life now so that you don't get that. What is the equation for waist? We're going to talk about that, I believe, later on in this one. I believe I have that in here. So Kate, you're on with us, but basically it would be 0.8 for a female. So symptoms of high thyroid, hyperthyroid is anxiety, difficulty concentrating, fatigue, frequent bowel movements, goiter, hair loss, hand tremor, heat intolerance, rapid or irregular heartbeat, mood swings, difficulty falling asleep, weight loss, irritability, warm skin. So the autoimmune for a hyperthyroid is Graves, and they'll still be that fatigue because honestly, they have a very difficult time staying asleep, falling asleep, and they're always going like their heart is always going, and they got these tremors, and it's just they're just like kind of thing. So they need to slow down a little bit, but you can't just say slow down. Okay, again, it's looking at what's going on in your thyroid, what's some of our hidden causes, what's some of the known causes, and let's calm it down. So causes for a thyroid imbalance. So we have deficiency in the building blocks of the thyroid. So our nutrient builders. So we have iodide, selenium, zinc, tyrosine, and protein. Okay. So if those are off, your thyroid can't function. Now, like I've done micronutrient tests and my selenium is very deficient. So I take a selenium supplement. I take things with the iodide in it. I take things with zinc in it. I don't remember what my zinc said. I just remember my selenium was really low and I was like, whoa, well, no wonder I need to help that for my thyroid. And I make sure I take plenty of protein too. And tyrosine is a really important one for the thyroid. So deficiency in vitamin D, A, or omega-3 fatty acids. We have toxins, stress, adrenal issues, poor diet, food intolerances or allergies, and pregnancy. So the thyroid affects everything in your body. 1 in 3 women are thought to have a sluggish thyroid. So I don't know how many women we have here, but I think most of you all have something happening. Not all of you, at least obviously 1 in 3 of you, a third of you. So, the other thing I'll notice with thyroid is you will crave sugar because you're exhausted. And you think if you eat sugar, you're going to have energy. And then next thing you know, you got this vicious cycle going on and you've created sugar so highly addictive that it's kind of like you get a little bit of it and it's just like you just want more. And 80 to 90% of these women that have a low thyroid have Hashimoto's. So a lot of times they won't even run the TPO test for it, the anti-titer test to see if you have antibodies for your thyroid for an autoimmune, because it's predominantly a given. You got low thyroid, you have Hashimoto's. With an autoimmune, you want to start with the gut first. The immune system is in the gut. So when we start working with you, we always attack that gut. So assessment, what your score means. So if you said yes to 5 or more, then you may have a thyroid dysfunction. If you said yes to less than 3, you will want to do some things to support your hormones. And you will want to support your adrenals, your digestion, and give your body the proper fuel, food, sleep, and nutrients it requires to function properly. Can you guys hear my piano music that I have going in the background? I have relaxing piano music going. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's so peaceful.
We can't hear it over the video, but I came into the space and I was instantly at peace. So I appreciate the music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's another thing. And when you get stressed, music is a huge, huge healer. So sometimes if you're tired, maybe you need to put some music on and dance. Or maybe if you're really stressed, maybe you just want to grab some nice, calming, relaxing music and just breathe and listen to the music and just take a couple minutes for yourself. Other
Right,
things I like to, sorry.
Oh no. Okay. Or I was going to say the opposite as well. Like if you have music that you play regularly that doesn't have the appropriate sound frequencies, or music that is focused in like anger and negativity, it can actually increase those feelings of negativity and anger in you as well. So being very cognizant, especially during our reset, but in life in general, right? You want to be very cognizant of what you're putting into your ears and into your body, because those sound waves and frequencies are scientifically proven to change the way that our brain operates and works and functions, and all of the energy that it's putting into our bodies. So there's definitely something that is said for the kind of music that you surround yourself with, for sure.
Yeah. And before we go on to this slide, I want to talk a little bit too about, because you just brought up a good point, the frequencies and increasing your energy frequency. So the other thing that I do is I use oils. I use essential oils all the time to help me with that very same thing. So if I am anxious, I put oils on that calm me down. If I'm tired, I put oils on that lift me up. I put oils for everything. So we had in part of the giveaway, we had 2 oils that we did for a giveaway with the diffuser that Morgan won. And that was the adaptive and the balance. So that happens to be these. I don't know if you can see them.
Yeah, we
So
can see
getting
them.
those with the diffuser, but honestly, these 2 oils I use all the time. So the adaptive one is for like stress and anxiety and helps calm you down and helps helps you like take a deep breath and just relax. And balance I really like because it actually allows you to focus better, and it like creates this balance and this sereneness that all of a sudden you're like, you can take that deep breath and you can focus and think better. So I have them diffusing in here, and I am always got these. I put them on my wrists and I rub my wrists together. I'll put them on like my neck for my perfume. So my perfumes are always oils. And I use the doTERRA brand, and I do have some Young Living that I use, but I predominantly do doTERRA. And you always want to choose, when you choose oils, you don't want to just go to Walgreens and pick up any oils, because they're not going to be 100% therapeutic grade. So you want to make sure when you get oils that they're 100% therapeutic grade. Otherwise, they have toxins and fillers in them, and you want something that's truly 100%. So someday I will create a little presentation on oils for you guys in the Confident Women's Facebook group, so you guys can learn a little bit more, so you can make wiser decisions and understand oils and how to use them to your benefit. So anyways, I just went off on that because you talked about frequencies, because oils have such a high frequency that they actually will raise the frequency of your body, which is why they've also kind of been known to help people who like are fighting different illnesses and cancers and things, because it does shift that frequency, because disease and cancer vibrate at such a low frequency. So your body has to be in this really low frequency for those things to grow. So when you can change your thoughts, when you can listen to different music, when you can use your oils, you increase your frequency, which then makes your body vibrate and be at a completely different energy level status. Even laughing. That's why laughter is medicine, right? Because it changes your frequency. That's why our IMs are so important and powerful, because they change your frequency and put you at a different higher level, so that you can combat any negativity, any depression or anxiety or illnesses or anything that you got going on. So a little divergent for you. I do that every now and then, or maybe a lot. I'm not sure. Okay. So testing for the thyroid, we kind of glanced over this a little bit earlier, but you can do it through a blood test. The blood test is the best way to do it. You can go into a medical system and have a blood test done. You can do a blood test with us. We can order it, and you can take a kit in and do it, or you can even just do a finger poke and do a thyroid test. I don't know if all 9 ones are done through the blood poke on a finger thing. I can't remember that specifically, but I think so. I like just doing blood draws the best. So, and we run the full panel because we need to know everything, and not just one little thing that might not tell us what we need to know. We also make sure we run for antibodies, because we need to know if you have any antibodies being created against your thyroid. We run tests for deficiencies in the body, because we know that if your body isn't nutrient deficient, your rest of your body can't work. You are not drug deficient. You are nutrient deficient. We believe we look for hidden causes, and we coach the body up from within. And we also want to look in the gut to see how it is supporting your immune system and your body in general, because the gut controls everything. The gut has a link to your lungs. There's a gut connection to your thyroid. There's a gut connection to your brain. There's the gut connection to your liver, your detox. There's a gut connection to your bones, to your blood, to everything. The gut is like the center, and everything connects into that gut. Okay. Same with the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands at the cortisol that control everything. The same with the thyroid, with the T4 and T3. Those connect everything. Now, the other thing that's really important, and I can't remember if it's in the slides, but your T4 that you get, which is the inactive form of thyroid, is actually in the gut converted to T3. which is the active form. So if your gut isn't working, it's going to make it very hard for your body to convert into the usable form of T3 that actually gives you the energy. So we discuss that and we go into a little bit more details, and we work with that in our programs. And I know a lot of the ladies love the little thing that we did with that. So today's second hormone is insulin. So one of the most important markers for health and aging well. It is optimal range of fasting insulin is less than 5.4. It helps the body turn the food we eat into energy. It helps your body store energy for use later. Insulin is the key that unlocks the cells to get sugar from the bloodstream into the cell to burn for energy. Glycogen takes it out to store it for future use. And if you store fat around your middle, you may have insulin resistance. So, Kate, we're about to go into all of that hip to waist ratio and all this kind of stuff now. So we're going to talk the hip ratio. So the hip to waist ratio, you want to measure the biggest part of your waist, generally around your belly button. And then you're going to measure the widest part of your hips. If you bend at your hips, it is generally that increased area. You're going to divide your waist by your hip, and you want to score a 0.8 or less for a female. This means your hips should be larger than your belly. What this tells us is if these numbers are larger than 0.85, then metabolic issues can arise, such as insulin resistance, leptin resistance, fertility issues, heart issues, and so much more. Sorry, just kind of also paying attention. I just saw something post up, so
Yeah,
message
I
us
was
for
taking
details.
care of
Oh,
their
okay,
comments.
gotcha. Yeah, I'm like, what? Awesome, squirrel. Okay.
We have women who are interested in testing, so I want them to make sure that they send us messages after the reset is done for today so we can get them that information.
Yes. And if you guys took the thyroid test, the quiz for today, go ahead and drop your number in the comments. And also, if you took the insulin test for today, drop that one in there too. So the quizzes were basically in general, whether if it's high or low, it's just showing that if you have an issue going on in your thyroid or in the insulin area. If you have above 5 and stuff like that, go ahead and drop your number so we can see whereabouts you are. And if you haven't taken the quiz, take it. I think it's actually a pretty short quiz. I think there's like 12 questions or something like that. I think it's pretty short, simple, and easy. So you guys could probably do it in 2 seconds. Oh, okay. Everything is 2 seconds in my world. And in reality, it's probably a lot longer than that. But I'm really famous for saying, it's just give me 2 seconds. It'll just take me 2 seconds. Give me a moment. Yeah, I am learning reality that it's not 2 seconds. So again, we want our hip to waist ratio to be 0.8. So this is huge. Okay. Now I know women have different body shapes. We got your apple and your pear and the hourly figure. But again, you want to keep this, be really mindful of this. Now, men, it's different. Men is 1. I think they can get up to a 1.9 to 1. I don't remember. I know it's right around there. So men, you know how they don't have much for butts. They get more giveaway. So they don't have to have the big butts that we have, but they still need a smaller waist than hip ratio, but they get more grace than us females. Us females get to have that beautiful hourly figure, and that's when estrogen is working. It helps you get that hourly figure. When your estrogen isn't working, that's generally why your body's all loopity loop all over the crazy place, besides the thyroid and the insulin and all the other crazy stuff that we talk about here. All right. How to know if you have insulin resistance. So if you have extra weight around your middle section, your belly, especially around your visceral organs. Now you might not even know if you have weight around your visceral organs, but if you have weight around your belly, you have weight around your visceral organs. Okay. And this is also yesterday when I was talking about like skinny fat, that just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're healthy. Okay. Because skinny fat means you still have fat. You're not actually toned and muscular, but you might be skinny, but you're just fat and you have still a lot of fat around your organs, which can still create dis-ease in your body. So a waist measuring more than 35 inches is considered to be heading towards insulin resistance in women, 40 inches in men. It really sucks. They always get more. But you know what? It's okay. All right. Insulin resistant means your body is not responding to insulin how it is supposed to. It can lead to type 2 diabetes. So one way, if you have diabetes and it's the type 2 diabetes, one way is just to really start working on your hidden stressors, start shifting your body and give your body the time it needs to reset itself and re-put itself together so that it can head back. When you start going and doing the right things, you will see that your body completely starts to change and morph into what you need it to. Our bodies are an amazing machine and they can do some amazing things. But if you don't change what you're doing, you're never going to get the change to happen, okay? I mean, there's women out there that they're in their 70s, 80s, and they decide that they're going to go and do Ironman competitions. And they do this stuff. I mean, you can do what you put your mind to. Insulin resistance effect on the body. So insulin's it will affect your rapid premature aging. So most women really prefer not to look older. We were at the theater the other night and we were sitting there and I was with my aunts and there was other just random people around and they're like, well, how old do you think they look? Do I look younger than them? And even if you didn't have a clue, it was like you start comparing yourself. I don't know if anybody else does this, but you compare yourself to other people and you're like, well, how old do you think they are? Do you think I look younger than them? Even if you know their age, well, do I look better than that? You know, think about if you're going to your class reunion. You know, again, you want to like feel like you look younger and look good, right? So again, let's not have insulin resistance. Let's get ourselves under controls because we don't want that premature aging. Okay, heart disease, stroke, cancer, metabolic syndrome, fatigue, sugar cravings, high triglycerides, low HDL, high blood pressure, clotting issues, increased inflammation, increases naturally as we age. We can mediate this. So that's the insulin. And I think we have some things. So we have 13 out of 29 for the first test and 7 out of 12 for the second, and then 18 out of 29 for thyroid and 4 out of 12 for insulin. So it looks like we have some thyroid stuff going on here, and even a little bit in the insulin. All right, so insulin resistant. You want to ditch the artificial sweeteners. They can raise insulin and cause insulin resistance. Now I know we're back in, what was it, the 80s or 90s, everything was like low sugar, right? I'm not against low sugar, not against low sugar, because you want to be low sugar. But they really got into the artificial sweeteners, and those artificial sweeteners can be really harmful for the body. And just because they say that they don't have like any calories in them, they still create a similar effect in the body. They still make your body want to crave sugar. They still create that saliva to increase. They still create that craving that you want to have sweet stuff, even if it's a fake sugar. And there are over 50 names for sugar artificial sweeteners that are in our foods and drinks. So artificial sweeteners are neurotoxins, which means that they are going to hurt your brain. And we don't want our brain to get hurt, right? And neurotoxins, you know, that's going to affect how your brain is functioning. It's going to affect your the transmitters, how everything works back and forth in your brain. So Splenda has a chlorine molecule attached to it and will wreck your gut too. So no Splenda, no Splenda. Stevia and monk fruit are okay in small doses. Make sure no fillers such as erythritol is in it because that's linked to heart issues. So and when you do stevia, you want to have organic stevia. And I have actually found that the liquid organic stevia doesn't have like that aftertaste. And you only need like 1 drop or 2. So it's a little easier to titrate, I think, than sometimes the powdered ones. I do like monk fruit, but again, pay attention to the erythritol because I know the one that I have used in the past does have erythritol in it. So again, it's, you know, be mindful of and look and read ingredients.
Like coconut sugar is another really good one that you can use as an alternative as well. So if you're looking for something to like replace your brown sugar, the coconut sugar would be really awesome for that.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so what your score means. 2 symptoms, you most likely have insulin resistance, 2 or plus. So let's see, we have a 4 out of 12, we have 7 out of 12. So definitely have most likely insulin resistance where your insulin's just not working right. Your body's not functioning how it's supposed to. How to manage. We want to manage it through your stress and stressors or the root causes in your life. your food and lifestyle choices for where your body is right now, and toxins. These all play a huge role in your insulin levels. There are external things causing these problems, and it is not always your fault. So don't get mad. Again, we have a lot of not social media. What was it in the past? Just regular media in general. I mean, all the ads, all the things, and back in the day, so many things have changed. I mean, every decade you can see how one was like, low sugars, now everybody eat the fake sugars, and then it was no fat, low fat diets, and that's not healthy for you. And then there's other things. And so there's all these different things that have come about these past diets, or these past, like, don't do this, do that kind of thing. So we run the test to see where you are with insulin resistance, glycemic control, and beta cell function. We need to know your root cause. This is one measure for us. So I am the only person who has control over my eating habits. I can always resist something if I choose to. Again, this is Louise O'Hay. And remember, choose is your key word. You get to choose what you put in your mouth. Nobody else is going to be making you open up your mouth. You're not a baby anymore. Remember the days you got the airplane going? We're going to put it in your mouth. You aren't a baby anymore. You get to choose. You get to choose what you're putting in your body. And the one thing I noticed too, like when I'm eating, if I eat something that has lots of color in it and it's really pretty and really healthy, I feel better overall. I feel energetic. I feel happier. I feel less, I'm less critical of myself when I eat healthy. It's when I eat off, especially now that I know what's good for me and what isn't good for me. So when I eat things that are not good for me, that's when I start beating myself up. I start being rude to myself and mean, and I get irritated and angry. So one thing that you can make a conscious choice of is just knowing that if you put the good food in your body, you are going to be more inclined to have a better mood, be happier, speak nicer to yourself, and have better things happen in your life. So that's one thing that you can make your change in choice for. So where is anxiety coming from? The hormone assessment is key so you can see where things are coming from. So when your cortisol, so these are what happens to some of your hormones and that creates anxiety. So your cortisol will increase, your progesterone will go down, your estrogen increases, and also estrogen can decrease. And then we have your androgens, which is your testosterone or the male hormones that increase. So when you get anxious, this is what's going to be happening to your hormones. So procrastination, we put ourselves off over and over again. Do not put yourself off. Put yourself first. Life is short. What are you waiting for? Let's do this. You are here because you want to heal. Let's not wait another moment to take back your life. So take action now. Choose you. Say yes to yourself. Remember, we're going to say no to other things. We're going to know our no's, and you're going to choose you. And we're going to stop procrastinating. Procrastinating sometimes it's just a fear or an unknown, or just like scared to take your first step. So sometimes if you just learn to take that little baby step, it'll help you move forward.
Can I also say too, with procrastination, since we're talking about being mindful and cognizant of our bodies and our minds, anytime you make a promise to yourself and you break it, you are telling your body not to trust you. Just as we would do for our friends, our family, our loved ones, anybody who gives us a promise, our expectation is that they follow through with that promise. So we are teaching our bodies that we are ourselves to not be trusted when we make a promise to ourselves and we break it. And as moms and entrepreneurs and career women and friends and wives and significant others and everything that we add as a title to ourselves, we hold ourselves at such a high esteem. We would never break a promise to someone that we love. We would never break a promise to our children. So we're going to honor and respect ourselves and our bodies and keep our promises to ourselves, so that when we say, I choose to put this healthy thing in my body, I promise that I will love and respect myself more, our body will recognize that that is truth and nothing more. So that's super important.
Thank you, Vanessa. That was so right on. Keep your promises to yourself. That's the integrity.
Yes.
All right. So common hormonal symptoms, acne, anxiety, weight gain, wrinkles, busy, heart palpitations, PMS, hot flashes. So we're going to look at this as the objective scientist. So when these things sort of happen, this is what can be happening to your hormones. So elevated androgens and insulin, anxiety, elevated androgens and insulin, weight gain, elevated insulin, cortisol, leptin, wrinkles, elevated cortisol, low estrogen, busy, elevated cortisol and insulin, heart palpitations, low cortisol, PMS, elevated cortisol, low progesterone. Also with heart palpitations would be high thyroid. Hot flashes, elevated cortisol and adrenaline. So, or adrenaline. So remember, we are the objective scientists. You are looking at what's going on in you from an objective viewpoint. Think of, you've got the microscope and you're going to look and try and find what's going on with you and be objective about it and open-minded to what could possibly be happening. And then you have to make the hypothesis as to what your first next best step is. And that's what this is all about. We're helping you with those. So we're going back to, remember that decision, which way to go we talked about. So this is what I was talking about before. If your test hasn't shown positive, you just haven't gotten that diagnosis. That means you're still up here. When you've gotten this low, you've got the diagnosis, your body has had enough time to fail. So again, even if you don't have that diagnosis, consider that a blessing, because you might know that you have the symptoms just from doing that symptom chart. But you're going to start taking action. You're going to start shifting your life so that you can go this way. You're going to choose a different action. You're going to choose to do something different. You're going to choose to make your body stronger. You're going to choose to have a robust immune system so that you can feel great. You're going to choose health. You're going to choose you. Now, I know many people don't always choose health. Sometimes we have a lot of other things going on and we put other things before our health. Sometimes people treat their dogs and animals better than they do their own selves. They feed them better than they do themselves. But you guys are here for a purpose and a reason. Your purpose was you were ready to make a change for you. So now you're going to take those action steps to do better. You might go to the gym and start working out, or go outside and take a walk in nature. You might listen to better music. You might go get a massage. You might go get adjusted. You might start working with a health coach that actually knows what they're doing so that they can help guide you, because you don't know everything. Even me, I don't know everything. And guess what? I have my own coaches for the things that I need. Right, Vanessa? We have lots of coaches. I keep hiring coaches all the time for us.
We have a whole darn team of people that are
Right?
dedicated to us. So it's awesome. Therapists, mental health therapists are super important too. We got it all. We know we need just as much support as what we're offering you ladies. And if we don't have the support and we don't have the accountability, then how can we do the same for you guys?
Right? All right, so let's review this slide again. So we have our hidden stressors or imbalances, things that are going on that we may not even know about, but we start to feel off. And if it doesn't get resolved, it cascades into other areas of your life, which creates metabolic chaos, which starts to cause serious dysfunction in your body, leading to dis-ease and symptoms, and eventually leading to like autoimmune diseases or cancers or other diseases in your body. And actually, autoimmune diseases and cancers, my little tangent here, they are just the opposite. One's a T cell, one's a B cell in your immune system. And I know you guys don't probably know your cells, but it's still part of this big, huge immune system. You got your T cells and your B cells. And autoimmune works on one of them and cancer works on the other, but they're basically about the same thing. Okay? They just attack your body in different ways. All right, so here is the psychological aspects of metabolic chaos with aches and pains, malaise, feeling subpar, tension, and we have our hidden right here that creates the metabolic chaos. So we have hormones, immune, digestion, detoxification, energy production, nervous system, and oxidative stress. So it's more hidden O. But all of these work together hand in hand, and you might have gas or bloating, or a liver congestion, you might have kidney issues, weight gain, you might have adrenal issues, you might be inflamed, you might have some SIBO or dysbiosis or thyroid issues. Can you see how you could have different things all over the crazy place that are affecting different parts of your body, but they're all over the place? And sometimes when you go in, you feel like you are a mental case when you have stuff going on all over the place. So when that happens, you have metabolic chaos. It is not just clear cut one thing. It is your whole body. It is your metabolic system that is having an issue. All of your hormones, all of your metabolic, and that's basically what we focus on is your metabolic chaos, your metabolic system, your hormones of the metabolic system. So we are health detectives. We don't guess, we test. Your life means too much to us to guess. You deserve to know what is behind your health issues. Choose you. So again, you are also the detective of your own life, right? We're teaching you how to be the objective scientist, and we are your health detective. We are working together. I think, what is that? Sherlock Holmes and who was his partner? You got to have partners. So you got you, and then you got us, and we work together. Sherlock Holmes and who was the other dude?
Oh my gosh,
Wilson?
I don't know.
Well,
Is
no.
it?
No.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes.
Something with,
Wilson.
oh my gosh. Get out of here. Maybe it is Wilson.
Anybody know? Who was Sherlock Holmes' partner?
I'm asking the Google machine. Dr. Watson. Oh, come on.
Wilson, Watson.
Started with a W.
All right, so we get to create some new stuff. We worked on the I ams. What? Watson,
Facebook
Becky.
world knew.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at it. And Kate got it. Oh, look at you, smarty pants.
Right. We were just having a brain fart.
Well, at least I had the right idea. It was a W.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, Wilson sounds totally great.
Right? Wilson. Watson. Yes.
Wilson was the volleyball, Tom Hanks Castaway.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Forgot about
God.
that. Oh.
Yeah.
See, laughter is
Anyway.
medicine, and we're laughing. I hope you ladies are too. We can't hear you, but I hope you are.
At least
You're
smiling.
laughing at us. I don't care. That's okay. I'll take it. All right. So now it's time for a new health story. So what does it look like when you are there? So when you are at your end picture, what does it feel like? What does it look like when you are there? You can create a graphic or picture or vision board together for this. You can write your new story as if it is happening right now. So an example. So we're going to take like your I am statement, and then we're going to just add some few sentences into it to kind of describe you. So example, I am a vibrant, confident, sexy woman. I love getting up in the morning, feeling refreshed and ready to tackle my God-given dreams. I enjoy taking time to read, write, and exercise. I love feeling my agile body go through the day. I love that I enjoy my family and find time to spend quality time with them. I love going to bed easily and effortlessly, knowing I will wake up refreshed and ready to achieve my dreams. And here's another example. I wake up with vibrant energy. I feel confident and my body is strong. I can hike and run with strength and endurance every day. I am flying to a beautiful beach in Mexico to relax and enjoy life. So use lots of I ams and write it based on what you want. Where do you see yourself going? See your day. So even as you write your day, maybe think about, okay, in a general day, what would I feel like? What would I be like? What would my life be like that I would want it to be? I'm not sure if I'm explaining that. So, does that make sense, or we have questions on that? And I want you to, in the Facebook group, I want you guys to think about it, and I'm going to put a little post, and I want you guys to write your new health story. And then if anything tomorrow, we can kind of go over it and help tweak them so that they get even more powerful for you. But just remember, do you see how like you're starting out, like you're saying your I am, and then you're talking about, okay, now you're giving examples of how your day will be, but you want to talk in that positive sense. Okay. Not like, because you can see in here, I say, I love getting up in the morning, feeling refreshed and ready to tackle my God-given dreams. I'm not saying, well, I'm hoping I might get up in the morning because then, I might be able to do this. It's not wishy-washy. Okay. You're very specific. I love getting up in the morning and I feel refreshed and I'm ready to tackle my God-given dreams. I enjoy taking time to read, write, and exercise. I love feeling my agile body go through the day. I love that I enjoy my family and find time to spend quality time with them. I love going to bed easily and effortlessly, knowing I will wake up refreshed and ready to achieve my dreams. So just kind of think about, like, as you're doing it, even like when you put, I am flying to a beautiful beach in Mexico, think about, are you guys going on a vacation anywhere? And then talk about it. You know what I mean? Is there anything that you got going on for the holidays? Maybe talk about how your holidays are going to go for you, but from the perspective of it is that way. So again, you're talking about it as if it happened. Does
So
that make
Trina
sense?
asked, is it like a vision board? So it's kind of like a vision board, right? But
You can
we're
create a
writing it
vision
out.
board with it. Yeah. Once
Yeah.
you've kind of created this health story, then create a vision board. Absolutely. And you might want to get pictures of the person you want to be. Get pictures of the places you want to go to, stuff like that. Yeah. And then create your vision board, create your story, and post that in our group, because we want to see it and we want to help. Because when you share stuff like this, and I know it's not always easy, so just remember, we're here to love on each other. So I know it's not always easy to put yourself out there, right? But when you put yourself out there and you got everybody seeing that and loving on it, it's going to hold you accountable, but it's also going to make this start happening, because now you got other people saying it and thinking it for you. So now it's more, that energy is drawing you more towards that end result.
Right. And also in our group, since we have created it, and when I mean never, I mean there has never been any negativity. Comments have always been uplifting and positive. We have never had to remove someone from our group. We have never had to delete a comment from the group. So the caliber of women who are in this Confident Women's Facebook page are the caliber of women who would only lift each other up. And if they don't, then they won't be on our page anymore. But we have been intentional about who we allow in, and we have not had any negativity. So you are genuinely in a safe and trusted space with us.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now we're going to talk about eating for hormone balance. So eating for hormone balance, you're going to learn to implement. There's a lot of things I'm going over with eating for hormone balance, okay? I want you to just implement what you can. You do not have to worry about doing it all, or feeling you can't do it because you're too scared that you can't do it all. I want to give you as much about it, and you to pick what you can do. Whatever you can do is amazing. So pick one thing. There's going to be, I don't even know if there's like 10, 12 different things I talk about in here about diet or how to eat right for your hormone balance. Pick one thing and start with it. Choose one thing. Just make a choice and start there. Small changes over time equal big results. So itty bitty bitty makes big, huge changes. So eating for hormone balance. We want to start with eating a high protein breakfast in the morning, generally within an hour of waking. I personally like to do shakes. It's easy, fast, easily absorbed in my body, and it gives me energy right away to start with the day. So I like having a high protein breakfast. Eat again every 4 to 6 hours. So you're eating about 3 times a day. We don't want to eat so much. Like, I don't necessarily want you guys eating snacks in between and stuff like that. Basically, just aim for a max of like 3 times a day that you're eating, because you need to give your body time to rest in between. You got to give your body that digestive time. It needs to be able to rest. So it might seem really hard in the beginning to do that, especially if you're trained yourself, because there was a time that people wanted to eat 5, 6 times a day. Right now, I'm cutting that back to like max of 3 times a day. Okay. We want to eat every 4 to 6 hours, and you'll probably find that'll be more of a 6-hour window. And we want to do it. So we're going to eat, number 3, eat healthy protein, carb, and fat at every meal. When you do that, we're going to be able to balance our hormones better. You're going to be balancing your insulin and your cortisol and the thyroid and all the future hormones that we're talking about. So you want to have that balanced meal for each time that you're eating. Okay. You want to stop eating after 7 p.m. If you eat after 7 p.m., you pack on the fat more. You store your carbs as fat easier. So key thing is, look at your patterns and how you eat. So if you really think about it, you could say that you eat from 6 to 7. So if you want to consider intermittent fasting, for women, you can do a 12-hour window. Okay. And women over 40 can do a 12-hour window. I would start there and I wouldn't do anything else other than a max of a 12-hour window. So you could say you eat 7 to 7 or 6 to 6. Okay. But don't eat after 7 because your body will naturally create more fat in your body as a result. Eat mindfully, be present, sit down, not do anything else, eat in community, light a candle, get into to get your parasympathetic, light a candle to get you want parasympathetic mode. Vanessa, remind me that I have to do a typo in there. Let's say you want your parasympathetic mode to be activated so that you can rest and digest your food and chew your foods real good. If you feel you need, what?
I apologize. I was just going to say we have a couple comments coming in regarding some of what you're talking about. Like Kathy says, I'm keto and gluten-free too. And then Kate says, I snack a lot and late at night. So,
well, right there, Kate, one of your biggest things might be for you just to stop eating after 7. And when you train yourself to eat every 4 to 6 hours and you're eating throughout the day earlier, you might find that you don't need to snack at night. And I do know like when the thyroid and the insulin are off, especially when you're craving sugars, you do a lot of snacking at night. And what I've noticed that when you start applying these different principles, you will slowly see your body shift so that you won't have those cravings at night and won't eat as much at night because you're going to be satisfied throughout the day. And it may take a course of a few weeks for you to really see that shift and change. But I think if you start doing those shifts, that'll help you. And keto and gluten-free, perfect, great, love it. There are some things we will talk about keto because there is a difference between keto and clean keto. But I'm okay with keto. It's just that most of the time people are not truly keto because keto doesn't really want you to cheat, and most people cheat on keto. So anyways, eat mindfully, be present. Okay, we just talked about that. If you feel you need to eat every hour or two, you really need to heal your adrenal glands. If you're craving salt and sugar, again, that's going to affect if you're craving salt, it's more that the adrenals are exhausted. If you're craving sugar, then again, that's more insulin, thyroid, and even into the adrenal glands, just in a different way. When you balance your macros, you don't have to eat in between. The no list. Okay. We're going to be no experimenting, no intermittent fasting, no keto, depletes the brain chemistry. Carbs are essential in the form of veggies. And I know, Kathleen, you said your keto, again, we talked about there's keto and then there's clean keto and then there's variations. Okay. So we want to do something that supports your body and helps your body heal the best. No low calorie and no dieting. So the no list. We're going to
I think it's important.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I just think it's important for us to touch on one of the biggest reasons why on this list for this 4-day reset, Dr. Raquel says something like no keto or no dieting is because we're trying to detract from the concept of the dieting culture. We don't want you to go on a diet. We want you to eat whole, real foods that are staying away from ultra processed foods. And we want you to nourish your body versus taking away from your body. So like that keto mentality, not keto mentality, I apologize. That dieting mentality of fads like paleo, keto, Weight Watchers, those kind of things, they really put emphasis on the fact that you can't have something versus saying I'm doing something different to nourish and love on my body. So that's why we have things like don't diet, no keto, no intermittent fasting, because really we're trying to touch on the fact that we're going to love on our bodies. And the best ways to do that is to just simply eat whole foods and foods that aren't ultra processed. And ultra processed is foods that have tons of ingredients in it, like cereal bars or protein bars, those kind of things. Most of the time they have a lot of ingredients and stuff. So we definitely don't want to also make you guys feel like, oh, I'm on a keto diet, I'm not doing the right thing. That's definitely not what we mean. Like Kathleen says, 5 years keto through Mayo in Minnesota, I lost 100 pounds and kept it off, which is amazing. So obviously something with what you're doing is working for your body. And now we just want to make sure that we take you to the next level if it's something that you're interested in doing.
All right. So we're going to focus on real food, kind of like what Vanessa said. We're just getting into some of the stuff she just talked about. So we're going to focus on eating real whole food. So big S, I'm going to ask you to change the way you eat be open and gentle about it. All you have to do is pick one thing. And what will it be? We already had that list of like the 7 different things that we're going to be working on, like with protein and different things like that. So we're going to consider eliminating the gluten in the wheat, which is breads and pastries, grains and cereals, dairy, because dairy disrupts your hormones, alcohol, because alcohol shuts down your metabolism, causes you to eat more and affects your sleep. It can cause imbalance in estrogen and progesterone. Coffee, because there's molds in the coffee, and caffeine itself will disrupt your cortisol and other hormones. Processed food, or basically ultra processed food, fast foods, and sugar. So gluten can alter estrogen levels. Imbalanced estrogen is a common side effect of gluten intolerance. So an increased zonulin can cause leaky gut, which can cause autoimmune conditions. So not everyone has a gluten sensitivity. So again, it'll be as you learn about your body, but what we have found is that gluten is going to create an issue for you, more your estrogen and the side effects through in there. And I know sometimes like people can eat gluten and get really sick to their stomach, and then some people don't really feel any effects at all. So it is variable. The other thing that a lot of times with gluten, because gluten, there's chemicals that are sprayed, or even in the vicinity, if they say they're organic, sometimes there's spraying things that have happened in the area, and it's more the toxins that get sprayed in the area that get on the gluten that are actually more of our issue. But in general, when you find that you start taking the gluten and the wheat out of your diet, you will find that you start feeling better. So approved foods. So Trina, a coffee. Yep, nope. Because of the molds in the coffee.
And Kathy is saying, can you show that last screen again,
Is this the
please?
screen you're talking about, Kathy?
Or, yeah, I would
I'm
imagine.
not sure which screen we were on, but
I think it probably the consider eliminating one, I would imagine. Or she said yes. So the screen that you were on prior.
okay.
It's a little bit hard with Facebook world versus Zoom world.
Right? So we will put, if that helps you guys, we can put this slide in the Facebook group so that you can see that. And then we can always put the slide, this one, we can put this in the Facebook group too, so that way you have that.
Yeah,
Or we can
Kathy
put that
took a
in an
picture of
email,
it.
or we can send it in an email, or put it in the Facebook group, whichever way we end up doing it. So these are the approved foods. So we're going to want healthy fats. So that's a nice thing, is we want to eat really good fats, because that's going to help your thyroid. It's going to help your skin. It's going to help your digestive system. It's going to help all of that. So avocados, olive oil, coconut oil, things like this are going to be really good for your body. We want healthy carbs because your brain needs carbs, but I'm not talking about carbs as in like donuts and fast food and breads and noodles and all that stuff. I'm talking about healthy carbs like veggies and fruits. If you do have an autoimmune, you're going to want to get rid of white potatoes and the nightshades. But predominantly, if you can get some carbs and stuff in your body, that's the only thing. With keto is just adding some more extra veggies and fruits. And I'm sure, Kathleen, now that you're in a different phase of the keto, I'm sure you add more. You probably have where you can have like 50 grams of carbs or something like in veggies and stuff. But again, we want to feed our body what's right for it. We don't want to do no diets. We want to feed our body what's right for it for hormonally. And women in different age levels can handle different things differently. So men and like teenagers and the 20s, the keto program doesn't seem to bother them as much. It actually works pretty decent as long as they're eating clean keto. And there's a difference. There's clean keto and not, and I'm not going to get into that in this. But or even, like with paleo and all the other things. But when we're a little bit older and we have hormonal issues and things, we want to support the hormones, and it may go against what some of those diets say. So again, this is about eating real healthy whole food. So you want healthy proteins like grass-fed, wild-caught, free-range, wild game, protein powders and shakes. Legumes and grains such as like quinoa, wild rice, and legumes. And these are basically if like you're more of a vegetarian or vegan. and you don't eat the protein, then this would be your substitute for the protein. Try keeping things organic whenever possible, and read and double check labels. There are a lot of things that get hidden in our foods. So even in the meats, if you ever go to a meat aisle, read the ingredients, because it ain't all straight meat. You might have some eye-opening experiences just reading the meat. If you guys go, take a picture of what you read, and you can always post it in our group because it'd be kind of fun to see some of them.
Yeah, and then do you want to touch on what nightshade vegetables are, like our tomatoes, peppers? Because I know sometimes people don't know what nightshade vegetables are.
Yeah, and that's more in the autoimmune world.
Yeah.
So again, it's going to be white potato, eggplant, any of the peppers, tomatoes. I think that's all of it. Sweet potatoes are fine, but it's white potato and eggplant, all peppers, and tomatoes. So we're going to do the no diet. So no diet, no stress diet, no people-pleasing diet, no nibble diet, and no sabotage diet. So we're going to no diet. Got it? Why eliminate coffee? So coffee is highly addictive. It robs you of your power. And ladies, we're all about increasing our power, right? It constricts blood vessels. It disrupts circadian rhythm cycle. It disrupts your sleep. It can be toxic because a lot of it is mold. Now, there is clean coffees out there, and I'm not opposed to clean coffee. Okay, if you can find, there are coffees out there that promote that they are mold free and they're not as acidic and things like that. I'm not against those. Just remember that when you get the caffeine, and the coffee is still no matter what, going to constrict your blood vessels. That means the blood vessels in your brain are getting constricted. So you got to choose. Do you want your brain constricted or not? Okay, remember, these are choices. It's highly addictive. Do you want to be addicted to something? Do you want something to have power over you? Or do you want to have power back in control? It'll disrupt your sleep. So I heard this story once about like caffeine, coffee, whatever you want to call it. But and I am not going to say this right because I've never said it right because I can't figure out how to say it right, but it makes sense to me. Okay. So basically, think of a company that what they did is for their marketing purposes, they're like, we're going to create this product. And this product is going to give people energy. But then this product is also going to make them tired. And when they get tired, they know they have to have this product again because it's going to give them energy. And then this product is going to make them not sleep well. So then when they wake up, they're tired. So they have to get more so they can have more energy. Okay. This is caffeine in coffee. So just kind of think about it. You know, you got your highs and your lows. Now, if you want something that's a little bit more stable so that you don't have these highs and lows, these crashes and things like that, let's look at teas. Okay. And there is the coffee fruit. Again, that's going to give you energy, and it's not going to give you these spikes, highs and lows, and it's not going to mess with your hormones as much. So there are natural ways of working on things, and natural, like we use cacao powder or cocoa, cacao. Oh, for flip's sakes, here we go again. Anyways, so there are other things that you can drink that are going to be more efficient and better for you. It can cause anxiety and irritability. It can create heart palpitations, and it causes your hormones to misfire, causing weight gain. So why eliminate coffee? Continue it. It elevates your cortisol, which we already know breaks down your body, so it makes you age prematurely. It robs you of your joy, restful sleep, and control over your weight. It reduces adenosine, an important sleep hormone. It temporarily ruins your appetite for real food, because how many here, if you drink coffee or caffeine or whatever, and you go for your little coffee treat in the morning, your lattes or whatever, or even just drink a pot of coffee in the morning, but you have a tendency just to drink coffee all morning, and then by noon, you're like, I need to eat. You're hangry and you're like, oh, I'm not eating in the morning because I'm drinking a pot of coffee. So it ruins your appetite because you're not eating real food and keeping your body balanced. So we're not eating, wow. Not eating makes you prey to cravings. It usually comes laced with sugar and chocolate, increasing the addictiveness. It suppresses calming neurotransmitters, serotonin, GABA, and adenosine are overstimulating adrenaline, think cortisol, reduces the levels of catecholamine, which fuels amino acids, phenylene and tyrosine, which we already know is important for the thyroid, as well as energizing calorie-burning thyroid hormones. It suppresses the insulin response, possibly creating a progression towards diabetes. So I can't really find too many good things about caffeine other than it gives you energy, but then, it screws everything else up. Okay. It is okay to be tired in the afternoon. You can take a little nap if you need. Give yourself permission to heal. When you sleep, you heal. And if you're not sleeping good at night, there's a reason why you want to take a nap during the day. And it's okay to take a 15-minute power nap or do a meditation in the afternoon when you get to sit down and take some nice deep breaths. So eating for hormone balance, how to wean off coffee. So going cold turkey off coffee is not going to be good because you're going to feel like crap. So let's take at least 3 days to wean off coffee. You're not going to quit cold turkey. You're going to half the amount each day. And then you're going to use 2 cups of Stellar C at each meal to help with headaches and other detox symptoms. And Vanessa, we got to change this because keto nootropic isn't made anymore. I really like keto nootropic, but now that they don't make it anymore, I found an alternative. We have to put that in now. And so that we can get you access to it. So I like to mix that with a keto collagen that I use. It's just a collagen or vanilla collagen that's got like nice healthy fats in it. I really like it. And it helps with headaches, clears brain fog, and gives you energy. So quitting coffee. You can do this. Give yourself grace as you do this. Quitting coffee, let go of your limiting belief around the need of coffee. By letting go of coffee, you will release the vicious cycle of sleeplessness, low moods, fatigue, chronic stress, toxicity, and inability to focus. All right, so we're going to talk some food swaps because sometimes we're so used to one thing that we don't realize that there's another possibility in how to use it. So sometimes if you just learn food swaps, that's huge. So this for that. So instead of sunflower oil, safflower oil, corn oil, canola oil, I can't believe it's not butter oil. You're going to choose olives, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, avocado, ghee, coconut oil. And ghee is not dairy. This is the one time that a processed food is okay. They kind of ultra process it and it basically removes the dairy, so ghee is safe. We are getting rid of those. They cause our cell walls to harden. This for that. The wheat and gluten containing foods, we're going to choose real foods. You can choose gluten-free foods. Just remember that not all ingredients in those are good. So again, pay attention. There's actually going back to keto, there is a keto bread that I really like. It's a keto base culture, and that bread is clean. It's and it's more of a fat bread, but I like that for a bread. So if you want a bread, I would do that one. Dairy products, dairy-free foods like almond or cashew or coconut or gluten-free oat, hemp, pecan. And you can actually make your own milks because even there's a lot of dairy-free foods that have toxins in there. And we use the almond cow, or I do use the almond cow. And you basically take just like organic free nuts or whatever, put it in there with some clean water, and you hit the little button, and like literally a minute later, you got fresh milk that you can drink for 3 days because it's not processed, so it's only gonna last 3 days, like every other thing. So wheat and dairy foods create an opioid effect in our brain. This makes them highly addictive. If you eat one piece of bread, you want more. Same with cheese. Or like think crackers and cheese. Can't just have one, kind of like potato chips. Okay, food swaps. This for that. Pre-packaged foods go for real foods. Okay, and you can chop up your real foods and create them to be pre-packaged for yourself. Okay, that's okay. And there are going to be some pre-packaged foods that are okay, like veggies and things like that. Just don't get the ultra processed foods that basically are all just toxic ingredients in it that make it up. Instead of coffee or caffeine, try teas, decaf teas, teachino, chicory root, and cacao. And honestly, I think teas have way more flavor. And I think, honestly, now that I drink teas more frequently than I do anything, I think they just taste better overall. And they got so many healing benefits in teas. We do not want the toxins and non-nutrient foods in our body. Choose nutrient-dense foods. So when you're thinking about this, think nutrient dense foods. This is why we're not going to count calories, because we want the nutrients. Right now in the beginning, you guys need to get those nutrients in your body. Your body needs it. Your body's nutrient starved. Get the nutrients in there. We are not fast food starved, though. Those don't have calories. Though, I mean, they have calories. They don't have nutrients. So food swaps. Choose tea over coffee. Okay, let's talk about green teas, which is what I'm drinking is a green tea. It's actually a decaf green tea. It is this, which I got off Amazon. It is the Decaf People's Green Tea, Republic of Tea. All right. And then I also got a couple other flavors of theirs. There's one that's really good is the ginger peach. Oh my God, that is such a good tea. Okay, decaf. Benefits of green teas: anti-inflammatory. They are anti-cancer. They reduce cholesterol. They lower your blood pressure. They improve your bone density and improve your memory. I mean, who doesn't want less inflammation? Who wants like an anti-cancer type thing? Who wants to reduce their cholesterol, lower their blood pressure, improve your bone density? I mean, as women, as we age, when your estrogen starts to decrease, your bone density decreases. So if this is going to be one of the things to help you prevent bone density loss, then yeah, and it improves your memory. Who doesn't want more memory? All right, you're a success when you show up, do the work, find the call to action post and post your score and your biggest takeaway and actions. Take action on what you've learned and love up on 3 women today. So again, let's go back to our champion warrior pose. Arms up, raise your arms up, look up to the sky and just breathe and be so happy and grateful and put a big smile on your face. Day 2. You guys are amazing. Look at how much you guys have learned. Remember, just implement one thing. Success is in the journey, not the destination. Healing takes time. It takes days and months and years and decades and hundreds of years to get a big tree. Okay, we're not going to do it for hundreds of years, but you know, I mean, if you did, you could live to be a couple hundred maybe. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, she became a butterfly. This is one of my favorite sayings. It's just so powerful. So tomorrow, wear big sunglasses. And just a FYI, Thursday, Vanessa and I, we ordered tiaras. So it's Tiara Thursday. So if you got some crowns, put them on or do a quick Amazon order. So you got your tiaras. Or if you don't, find a hat or something fun to wear for Thursday. Okay. So if you don't have a tiara crown, or if you can't make one, you know, you can always make one and put some little diamond sparklies on it or something. And then make sure you take your picture of your big earrings today and post those in our group. And then we're going to do the winner for today, and you're going to win a goodie basket from Dr. Cal and Vanessa. It's going to have over $200 in gifts for you. So when we do draw the winner, do know that we're going to reach out to you so we can get your address so we can send you your gift. And then I think we're going to leave it as a surprise, or maybe in the future, we'll talk about all the winnings of the gifts. We haven't decided yet. We'll reserve ourselves to that. Okay, so I'm going to bring the wheel over. Tell me if you guys can see the wheel. Can you see the wheel, Vanessa? No? Okay,
yeah, you want to make it bigger? There you go. Because we have so many entries, we can see it.
Can you see? It's got my whole screen. I know what you said. There's over 100 entries in here.
Yes.
So your name might be on here multiple times because all the times that you commented, anytime you did anything, every time you did something, your name got entered into win today. And it'll be the same thing, what we'll have for a winner for tomorrow. So for today, all the stuff that you're doing, we'll draw the winner for then, and then another winner for Wednesday and another winner for Thursday. And Thursday's winner will get announced on Friday, I believe. No, yeah, we'll have to do it Friday. You'll have to finish putting the wheel together. Or we might just choose something different, or we might, I don't know. We'll figure it out. There's going to be 4 winners. We'll be impromptu. It's always kind of fun. All right. Do you have this making it so it plays music when it goes?
No, I'll do that next time though. That would have been fun.
I wonder if we can do it. Let's see. Show ticking sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. During spin, volume, show title. We'll do it for 20 seconds. How's that, guys? Say, so this is gonna be like what, the Wheel of Fortune or whatever. We're gonna give that. Ready, ladies? We're gonna hit it.
Oh my gosh, that's the longest 20 seconds ever.
Hey, you're the winner, Kate C. So that's Kate Sis, right? Yay!
Yes.
Congratulations, Kate. You won the first gift for yesterday. So we will be contacting you to get your address and your info so that we can get everything over to you in your email and stuff like that too. So congratulations. I need to figure out how to do a screen post, but you know, I'll just leave it up like this for a second.
Yeah, we
All
can
right.
screenshot it.
All right, perfect. So you're going to be getting a gift from me and Vanessa, and I'm excited for you to get this. So, and then we will have tomorrow's day 3. And there'll be some more. Watch for my emails. So I send out the emails with all the quiz links, plus everything's in the Facebook group. And in the Facebook group, I have the guides. And in the guides I'm doing, each guide has its own day so that it's easier to keep track. So there's a guide for day 1, there'll be a guide for day 2, and there'll be a guide for day 3 and 4. So the quizzes and all the things that go in where you guys can put all your stuff in, and you can win more than once. So again, you comment, you do whatever, you might win multiple different times. So feel free to, the more you participate, the more you get entries into win, and the more fun stuff you'll get. All right. And Vanessa, you got anything to say, or what do we got people saying in here?
Just everyone congratulating Kate. Kathy asked who she should message about the test, and I said just private message our Rockyn Health page on Facebook. So that way we can get her the appropriate information that way and ask any additional questions.
Actually,
So
why don't we get her email? And what we should do is set up what we're gonna do in the Facebook group, and in an email, we'll send out a link for you to apply for a free discovery call. This is the process that we have. So just fill in the application for the free discovery call, and then we'll send you a link so that we can go over a discovery call. So then we can kind of talk about that during that. So you get like a free, I think it's 20 or 30 minutes that we have for a free discovery call. The other thing that we're going to put together that we forgot to do, but we will be putting out there, is a free 15-minute call for you guys. We'll set up some times and you guys can just get in and talk to us for free. And it's just like a 15-minute increments, and we'll have those going over this week and next week leading up to Thanksgiving. And what we're going to talk about in those is like going over your I am statements, your stories, helping you gain more clarity on whatever it is, and just getting to meet you. So there's no anything major. It's just we want to get to know you, meet you, find out your I ams, and find out, help you get more clarity on whatever you're doing, or if you have a question for us or anything like that. It's just a 15-minute time with us for us to get to know you and you to get to know us a little bit more. So we will work at getting those links out to you guys. And then, yeah. Kathleen, we will make sure that we get that discovery call link out to you. Well, actually, I think if is she in our email list already, you can just put her in so that she can get that email, but we'll send out an email so that you guys can apply for that too. So any other awesome questions that we should, or things, remind us to do that, Vanessa, so that I don't forget. Yep. Okay. And it's 1:30. Holy cow, we did pretty good at staying within the hour and a half. Okay, ladies, thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. And again, share these with your friends, invite people into the Facebook group so they can get access to this. The replays will be in the group for about a week or so. So you'll have plenty of time to watch and replay and watch them, and all that fun stuff. Okay, how do I